Ooh, tough one, boys. Tough one. And, I think our kids played to the last whistle like I asked them to do. We weren't efficient enough on offense. Our defense did a great job, again, like you said, keeping them out of the end zone. 15 points should win football games. So am I disappointed? Yes, I'm very, very disappointed. But I got a team to make sure that I take care of, and so we'll get back at it. I told them right before I came here I'll never give up on them. And they have 2 ways to go. We can get better than we were this week, next week, or we can cash it in. And they all told me they're all in, and so I'll make sure that I'm there for them.
On the catch by Badger, from your take, could you tell he was in or out, or did you see the replay like everybody else did? And what was your thought as you think you're down there and then you're not?
Yeah, it's I thought his foot was probably out when I looked up there, and so I thought in that moment we could have scored, to tell you the truth, but it didn't happen, and we wanted to rush our guys down there and to kick a field goal, because if it was caught and it was out of bounds, the clock would have stopped and we'd have 3 seconds left to kick a field goal for a win, but they called it out, and so.
What do you think happened in the second half as far as the offense stalling compared to the first half?
I thought we had penalties to hold us back in the sticks. I didn't think we dominated the line to get ahead of the sticks. We're in second and longs, trying to play catch up the whole time. I wasn't happy with us playing from behind and not being efficient on first downs. We made some big plays, but we never finished. We always stalled. So I'm not real happy with that.
What do you think about Emery's play?
I thought Emery's play was solid. I'm going to go back and look at the progressions, look at his decisions, on some RPOs. I thought he did pretty well. He put the ball in places that we needed it to be, and receivers made some catches. They're all going to miss some, but I thought he did pretty well off the cuff, but I have to go back and go and look at film.
Stanford hasn't done a good job against the run this season, but you were kind of up and down a little bit in that respect. Is that related to the offensive line kind of shakeup that you had to do, or what factors?
I don't know. I didn't think we dominated up front like we did against Washington. And so I got to go back and look from a schematic standpoint if it was the right schemes. Whenever you shake up a little on the offensive side, then there's always some mistrust. I wouldn't say mistrust, but they're not comfortable with playing some, and so I got to go back and look at the film and see where that miscues were.
Did you think of going to Trenton at all in the second half because of?
I didn't, because I didn't think Emery was playing bad, and so I didn't. I try not to never second guess myself in those decisions. That's what the outside world and the external world will always do, especially if you didn't get that win. But I told my guys that I'm going to make the best decision I think for them to win the football game, and we came up short. So I guess I'll take the blame for all of that.
Elijah had a career high in receiving yards in the first half, and then it kind of seemed like in the second half didn't get as many targets in the third quarter. In the fourth quarter, obviously got the target on that last play. Do you feel like Stanford did a lot and put a lot of emphasis on trying to take him away, or was it just kind of not getting the ball to him that was critical?
I think in the first half we kept them honest on second down. We're in second and mid in those situations, in second and mid and third and mid. Now we have a little bit more time because of protection schemes. Whenever you throw in from second and 10 and third and 10, and guys are coming after you, and those D-line are jetting, what we call jet, and get going. But then it becomes a little harder. So then they anticipate what the calls is going to be, mostly in the past. So.
What do you think about the defensive performance, especially when Stanford got in scoring territory?
I thought they did a good job. I thought they did a good job coming up and playing man whenever he can. And that kicker was on target today, and he made 5 field goals, and that was the difference. But did we play good enough to win? I thought we did. We got to be better.
Stanford's RPO, with how slow developing it is, it's tough to simulate. Do you feel like you're preparation during the week and running the scout team was sufficient enough to prepare your defense?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's always hard because you ask your whole defense to run to the football. Now you're telling the secondary you can't run to the football because you need to keep the eyes on all the RPOs. And they do a pretty good job. They caught us a couple times on hot routes and now screens because we brought pressure from the perimeter. But overall, I thought we did a good job against their run, and they had to pass a little bit more. But they got big receivers, and they're pretty good too.
You only had, I think, maybe one penalty in the first half. The second half, there was definitely a slew there. What did you think about that?
I'm never happy with those penalties. I thought we did a great job in the first half playing disciplined football. You know, there's a late hit outside. There's a holding. There was a hand to the face. You know, our guys are trying to play hard, and I know Corey Bethley took it real hard that he made that mistake. But our guys are trying to play hard, and I thought they played pretty good discipline. There's a little chirping here and there, and I expect that when you competing. But overall, I thought they did a good job with the penalties.
There was a 3rd and 5 where you guys ran the ball on second to last position. What were you thinking about that in that situation?
You know, it was an RPO that we handed off that they came up and played. We can go back and second guess. We should have gone for it. I think it was analytics says 4th and 2 or to go for it, but we didn't get those 2 and we got stopped behind, and so I had the opportunity to make a decision to punt it, and I'm glad we did. Because we got the ball back to win the football game. We didn't have any timeouts, but we practiced that all the time. I thought we moved the ball down effectively enough to win that football game. So.
You seem to get some defensive pressure. Got a couple sacks today too. Even had a corner blitz at one point. I think Edwards with a sack. So. Something obviously you've been wanting to see.
Yeah, I wanted more pressure. I wanted us to go attack instead of, like Jordan said, the bend don't break. I wanted to make sure we took it to them. I thought they did a really good job, and you know, held them to 15 points. And we should win those football games. But you know, offensively, I think you know we all take it pretty hard on from the offense and defensive side because I asked them to do their jobs. You know, and sometimes you try so hard and you don't get that job done. But I'm going to make sure I put my hands around them, and we'll get back next week.